Boom, good morning. Flying to Costa Rica today. What is that gonna be like? No clue, never done it. Just gonna wing it, we're gonna find out together. Waking up in Atlanta, I took a red eye from the West Coast. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Woke up in Terminal B and I'm walking over to Terminal E. I thought I'd get some steps in. I got the time. There is a Centurion Lounge in Terminal E. I gotta show you that. I'd be remiss if I did not show you the Centurion Lounge. I need some caffeine ASAP, and then who knows what else. Huge day today, Costa Rica for the first time. I can't wait. What is it gonna be like? We're gonna find out together. So Costa Rica has two airports, at least two major international airports. One goes into the capital, and the other one is where I'm going, the Liberia airport. It's in the Guanacaste region. I think I'm saying that right, but it's more on the west coast, kind of towards the north of the country. It's where all the major all-inclusives are. So if you're going to a Planet Hollywood, a Rio, a Dreams, a Secrets, the Papagayo region, Margaritaville, they're all kind of within that area, within like 30 to 60 minutes of that airport. So apparently it's an easy place to fly into internationally. We're gonna find out. So I'm over here at the Centurion Lounge. It's very unassuming. I always walk by it. It's just not really broadcasted, which is kind of cool. I am so tired. So tired, so sleepy. It's like 40 degrees out here and I could fall asleep. There's no one else out here at all. But you grow up in the Arctic, like 40 is nothing. That's t-shirt weather, literally. Try like negative 40. I always make the same joke walking in. I'm like, okay, here's my deed. Here's my energy bill, my birth certificate, my two other forms of ID. Because this is one of the few lounges where you need three things to get in. You need your airline ticket, you need your ID, and then you need a special Amex. Not just any Amex, but a special Amex to get in here. And most airport lounges, you just need a ticket, maybe a ticket and ID. But for this lounge, you need three. And a lot of people forget that. So I always make that stupid joke walking in. This lounge and I definitely have a love-hate relationship. But I can't deny walking into it is really special with the artwork. And then when you get into the main room with that just gargantuan, illuminated, mesmerizing tree, it's like double-storied, and I think it's like has an Asian influence to it. It reminds me of Japan a lot for some reason, but it's striking. It will like stop you in your tracks. It's absolutely just beautiful. The main room is where all the action is. That's where the buffet is. That's also where the main bar is. Breakfast was actually quite delicious for an airport lounge. Greek yogurt was amazing. Just with the fresh strawberries on top. That was absolutely the best part of my day so far. I like the syrup, the bacon bits, the coffees are always my favorite thing. They're always my go-to when I walk in here. The coffee machines are just ultra premium, fantastic coffee, fresh, immediate. There are two patios. We could actually step outside and get some fresh air, which is a really big deal at an airport. I'm off the patio that is outside the whiskey bar. But there's another one that's right outside the main area. And that's where I just caught my sunrise. In the summer, this is a pretty happening spot to be because obviously you got a dedicated whiskey bar, which is really cool. And then in the summer, coming out here, having a drink, stepping outside, being able to step outside at an airport is a pretty special deal. Not a lot of people at this Centurion Lounge in the morning for a reason, which I'll explain later. So normally gate changes are extremely problematic. This one is absolutely perfect. The Centurion Lounge is E11. My new gate is E10. So I'm thinking this trip is meant to be. I'm getting good vibes already. Nobody at the Centurion Lounge, by the way, because no alcohol service in the morning. Well, basically, only like 3 vodka drinks. Bloody Mary, screwdriver, and like one other thing. That's it. So no open bar, which is why nobody was in there. Now for me, I'd much rather take the trade-off of having nobody in there than having like an open bar. But I do know that there's a large contingency of people that like their stiff cocktails at the airport lounges in the morning. And if you do, you're not going to find it at the Centurion Lounge. So anyway, I spent more time in there than I thought I would. Almost fell asleep outside and then just kind of chilled for a little bit. I think maybe we'll do all the Delta lounges when I get back on my return trip. But flight is about to board right now. I need to find myself a proper water, Fiji or something of that ilk, and it's off to Costa Rica. Just like that, we are here in Costa Rica. I'm getting like Tokyo type vibes, Japan type vibes. This place seems really special, like it could be magical. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm getting like really magnificent type vibes. Flying in was so special. Volcanoes and islands and archipelagos and caves and cliffs, all different shades of blue and green. And if you love seeing water and jungle, this is a spot to fly into. I know not every country I flew over was Costa Rica, which is actually really cool. You get to see some of the other parts of the Caribbean and Central America. But once you are over top of Costa Rica, you can just tell. You just can sense it. And it's that feeling that has me excited. So I think it was about a 4-hour flight. I slept most of the way. I had some type of meat salad for lunch. The dessert, whatever that was the star of the show. It was too good to be airport food. That blew my mind. And then getting here, this is a lot like any other Caribbean airport. Getting through customs was absolutely instant and painless. No forms at all, literally. Just walk up, give them your passport. The gentleman did not even ask me how long I was staying, or if I was here for business or for pleasure. He just asked where I was staying. I rattled off my hotels, and just like that, I was stamped up. Once you get through immigration, you pass by a duty-free. Not through one, but you pass by one. And then when you get to this main baggage area, a lot like Cozumel, Cancun, Punta Cana, this basically has 3 things. It has bags, currency exchange, and rental cars. Pretty simple. You got one bag already, and I'm waiting on my other one. We'll see how that goes. And then we'll get through immigration, and I'll show you what I did for transportation. I'm never a big fan of like filming the X-ray area or the customs area. They get a little squirrely about that, and I never want to stick around there any longer than I have to. But there is an X-ray area, and no one really is there guiding you. It's just kind of assumed that you're going to put your bags through there. You do, no problems. If there was someone to have a problem, it's me with all the luggage and plus all the electronics. No issues at all, just a warm smile. And it opens up into this main area where you're going to get hounded by taxis, which is pretty standard, but they're not too aggressive. They take no for an answer. I just walked all the way to the end of the baggage area, which I guess turns into the entrance of the airport. I will be back here in a couple weeks. I walk down towards the ATM. I always try to get a little bit of local currency when I land. I always get it out of the ATM, never from the currency exchange. All currency exchanges are scams. Always, 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 you're gonna get a better rate out of the ATM. That one wasn't working, so maybe I can find another. If not, I do have some dollars on me. I always try to carry a few dollars as well. All right, so we got a couple Fantas and I got a couple Suero X's. Life is good. You have to funnel out this way all the way at the end. You're kind of forced to do that. So I'm just gonna kind of do this all one-handed while talking to you. Apparently my taxi is waiting for me, my ride, I should say, my transportation. I am starting things off in a huge way. I'm going to a magic treehouse hotel to start the trip. So anyway, that should be really, really cool. I should be more excited. I'm just really tired. But anyway, let's funnel out here. So it started downpouring as soon as I was kind of wrapping up my video. I just want to give a final recap of what it's like to fly to Costa Rica. It was the simplest and most efficient and easiest country I've ever flown into. As I talked about, no forms, hardly any questions. They didn't care if I was coming for business or for leisure, how long I was staying. Really, they just asked where I was going. I rattled off a couple hotels and I was stamped up. Bags took about 30 to 40 minutes. There were some bags that came out right away. I thought those were potentially or hopefully mine. They weren't. That was the flight ahead of time. You funnel out into the main room and basically you're going to be hounded by taxis, which is pretty commonplace in a lot of airports, especially in Caribbean airports. No different than Punta Cana, Jamaica, Mexico. They were, I'd say, ambitious, incessant, but not overly aggressive by any means. Once you told them no, they respected that. They went on to the next potential client or victim. I can't talk about the Costa Rica taxi scene. I don't know if it's reputable, if it's trustworthy, if they all work off of one price structure like they do in Mexico, or if it varies and you might get a different price from every different person you talk to. I just don't know. More and more these days, in fact, almost always, I'm arranging transportation ahead of time. That's just because I can vet the company ahead of time. I can look at their reviews. I can look at their services. And basically there's forensic evidence if something were to happen. There's a credit card transaction. They can locate the company. I personally decided to partner with the hotel's transportation. I'm at a Magic Treehouse Hotel. And this place is absolutely mind-shattering, life-changing. I may never vacation the same again type of place experience. It's absolutely unreal. I can't wait to show you this video. They were waiting outside for me. You basically are just funneled through one corridor, one small corridor. You walk past the bathrooms and then you're just kind of outside and you're left to your own devices. Hopefully you have transportation arranged. If not, you can find a taxi. There are several out there. The ride service that I arranged, I'd say, was definitely on the elite premium side because it was directly from the hotel. It's the hotel's own car service. And plus it was like an SUV. I think a 45-minute drive was $90. I definitely paid a little bit more because it was only me. I think they allow up to 4 people for that price, but again, it's just me. Flying to Costa Rica was an absolute breeze. In fact, it was the best experience I've had in terms of immigrations, customs, getting into a country that I've ever had. I hope that's a sign of things to come. It has been so far. This hotel is absolutely amazing. Can't wait to show it to you, and the 3 I have upcoming after this, and what I have upcoming after that. I'm going to throw a hodgepodge of content at you over the next 69 days. I think I'm going to call it 69 days of chaos. I had to make an emergency trip back to America because of my luggage getting stolen, but I would not miss this Costa Rica trip for you. And I'm going back to Punta Cana to finish what I started. And then after that, a few surprises for you. And then after that, the unfinished business tour starts. So bear with me over the next 2.5 months. It's gonna be a hodgepodge, a potpourri of content. I could throw some Cabo at you, then some Punta Cana, then some Costa Rica. It's gonna be just a cathartic mix of everything I've done and everything that needs to get put out as soon as possible. And we'll get back on track probably towards the end of the year. But this diversity of content could be a good thing. Sometimes a month or 2 of Punta Cana, a month or 2 of Cabo, or a month or 2 of anything gets a little monotonous. Maybe throwing something different at you every other day or whatever, maybe it'll be better for the channel. Who knows? But anyway, I am back. I would not miss this trip for the world, and your travel Labrador would never let you down. So I'm signing off from Costa Rica, and I will see you in the next video from wherever that might be.